Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, welcome to the Magic Brad Show. This is kind of fun because I'm going to be interviewing a gentleman from the other side of the world right now, literally probably 12 hours on the other side. So it's 3 p.m. here. It's 3 a.m. over there. Tired. So his name is Ken Krell, and we had a conversation, and I like the way he thinks because I always wondered, why do they call these virtual events? Because virtual kind of means like it's not real. It's kind of virtually there. But these events that people are doing on Zoom are not virtual. They are digital. They are real events. They just happen to be done digitally. And we've also got a lot of common connections. So let me go and get him. A nice round of applause for my friend, my new friend, Ken Krell. Oh, he's sleeping. Wake up, Ken. Wake up. Wake up.
It's really not that bad. It's actually 6 a.m. here. So not so terrible at this point. Good morning, Brad.
I thought it was like a 12, like Bali. I thought Jakarta was a 12-hour difference.
We're a couple hours different than Bali. So
Australia is big.
Australia's big. Yeah, we have Perth is closer to Bali time-wise, I believe. I don't know. It just gets confusing. We're 2 hours from Singapore, 3 hours from Bangkok, time-wise. Rather, it's just and then we change. It's nobody wants to know about this, but it's kind of fun. So when you want to do an event, you want to talk to people in the U.S., you're going to be up in the middle of the night with lights, camera, action, and there you go. But you are 100% right. People seem to misunderstand the power of what online and digital events can do, and so when they've been misnamed as virtual, I mean, a phone call is the same thing, and we've been doing phone calls for long. Is phone call fake or real? You know, is it virtual communication or is it real communication? So I think that level of understanding lays the foundation for how we produce our experiences together. And what I specialize in is helping people deliver events, online events, digital events that are ridiculously irresistible, and they become ridiculously irresistible because you connect with your audience in such a way as you do, Brad, where you're sharing your heart, your enthusiasm, your love, and you're not relying on Hollywood effects. You know, my expensive backdrop is 2 palm trees, and that's it. And when I do my signature event, I add blue backlights to it. Woo! And that's it. You know, and that's really it. I've got 2 box lights. I added a nice camera, but my first big event, I used a GoPro. So everybody can do events online in a successful way using whether it's StreamYard like we are now or Zoom. Doesn't matter. These platforms are so inexpensive. So the cost of entry is so easy. Where it gets challenging for people is that they kind of complicate it, and boy, don't we have a tendency to complicate things?
Exactly.
But if you have good content, good guests, and actually care about your audience and deliver value, then they will follow you to all ends of the earth.
I think a lot of people, like you said, they overcomplicate it, and they don't start because they think, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. And they also don't realize the power, the leverage of being able to broadcast at a bigger angle. Like I used to tell people, you can drive across town, go to a coffee meeting, and then drive back. It's going to be 2-3 hours of your time. And if your time is valuable, whereas you could do a quick little Zoom video thing off your iPhone and broadcast it out to literally thousands or tens of thousands of people if you wanted to put some money into it and reach a lot more people. Or even like here in Minneapolis, my stuff is mostly local. I could do a 10-mile radius, and that's a lot of people in a 10-mile radius in Minneapolis, St. Paul. And so you could really reach a lot of people and not leave the coffee shop.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, when things changed and we were locked up for a while. It's a terrible way to say it. For a lot of people, it was a massive shift. But I started going to digital in 2009. So when I left the States, I left the US 10 years ago, moved to Thailand. I was always on Skype calls, on video Skype calls, for example. I was on FaceTime to my mom. So I have always been in that arena, for years and years, adopting that. So other people had to make a shift to adopt. But I got to tell you, it's terrific to be able to get up I mean, I literally woke up 30 minutes ago, jumped in the shower, put a couple lights on, rolled the palm trees in from outside. They're on wheels, so they can stay outside. And they're on wheels. And I have 2 new kittens that have been climbing them and destroying them. So now they're I've had to put in like cat repellent and all that done. And now we're live here, and I've got like 5 more events coming up over the next few hours. So and by the way, so I've got a kind of a nice shirt on, but below the shirt, I'm never going to tell you what's below the shirt. Okay. No, actually,
well,
truth be told, wait, we got to know. We're back in the United Airlines business class pajama bottoms. That's what I'm wearing. Okay, you know,
we got that out of the way.
And I'm barefoot. You know, I mean, so you can really, as long as you got the top, it's like TV. As long as you got the top covered, the bottom can be your shorts and flip flops. It doesn't matter.
Well, what I was going to say is, I think that people appreciate the realism rather than, you know, studio stuff. And these days, people are going, just show me the real thing. You know, they want to know what's really going on, and that's what I like about what you're talking about. Because some of these people that teach programs on how to do your virtual events and webinars, they get so caught up in the technology that you're no longer presenting. You're a tech now. Yeah. So by keeping it simple, you can present and do the selling from the stage or selling from the Zoom, or there's so many different platforms like Skype, Zoom, StreamYard.
Yeah, you know, I think Zoom has become the de facto standard. We're using StreamYard right now, and I use StreamYard a lot as well, because it's a great way to broadcast simultaneously to Facebook, to LinkedIn, if you have a LinkedIn account, to YouTube, and so on, as we are now. And it's awesome. It's easy. You can bring speakers in and out. We can change the way you and I appear on the screen with hitting a button. Super easy. So you do have the ability to play director and add a little bit of Hollywood without going bananas. We did our world record 20.5-hour opportunity-thon on StreamYard, and back then they had a free trial, so we did it for free. It was great. You know,
that's what I want to start talking about. I'd like to start talking about your program, because you're teaching something that a lot of people aren't. Like I said, a lot of people are teaching, like, you got to go get this kind of camera, you got to have this microphone, and this is a good pop filter, and you get into all that stuff. I created a studio out in the woods. I figured out a way to hang my phone over a branch.
Right. And
then I just had an extended jack for my earbuds, and I could stand back 4 or 6 feet, and I do the show. Yeah. You don't need all that. You can do that stuff if you want to. And that's what I like about what you're teaching, is the simplicity. Like for my soundboard, somebody could use one of those fancy soundboards that the DJs have. I've got this. It's just a little thing for $9, and you push the little button and give a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love that. And that's fun, because when you make that, like, and just pop it up to your microphone, it's like people are like, oh, I get it. As opposed to, my belief, and I've always said this, even when I taught people just how to do videos years ago, when you start even turning your little YouTube video into a Hollywood production with all sorts of cinematography features and so on, you know, it diverts people's attention from the message in many ways. I mean, not always, but in many cases. And I don't want that for people. So, I mean, there's all sorts of great ways to produce wonderful things. And every time I do an event, I add a couple of extra little features. So I have a new camera coming that'll shoot above my shoulder, looking out, because right now behind the camera is I think 49-inch TV monitor, where when I do Zoom rooms, I see my entire audience. So I'm looking directly into the camera lens, like right there. Right. I have everyone in the audience in front of me, so I can talk to you back there and you over there, and I can see that looks oh, your child is so cute. How old is he? You know, I can do that, and it's wonderful, because people, here's a big key: people need to be seen. Yeah. So, and I've been on stages for, good Lord, I think in another couple of days it'll be my 40th anniversary being on stages all over the world, and I've been teaching and selling. I was typically a guy that would be on stage for someone else, teaching their material and selling their stuff for multiple thousands of dollars. And so I've done that forever, which means I understand the dynamics of how to work with audiences and how to, what I call, dance the dance of building a relationship, earning the right to ask them to continue learning with us, to make them an offer that they can't refuse. We call that a mafia offer, and really to provide massive amounts of service and transformation. And when I talk about transformation, it really is transforming your ideas and beliefs of, can I do this? Yeah, if you choose to do it. B, can I afford to do this? C, could I have the time to do it? D, will my family let me do it? All the things we have to overcome to get people to march in the direction that could serve them so well. And the beautiful thing about doing events online is that you now do have that global audience, and you don't have to have people flying in from Pretoria, South Africa, or Tel Aviv, or Bali. I mean, there was an event in
There's
Vegas.
some other things that people can do if they're like camera shy or something. If you wanted to do something, you could do a cooking show where you don't have to be seen. You could point the cameras towards the activity that's going on. You could do a lot of different things.
There's people that are doing TikTok channels where they're not even on camera. You totally could do that. I'll tell you what, though, I think it becomes much easier to be on camera when you're able to just be transparent like this. I don't think there's as much fear as there once was, especially when you have an audience that is in front of you on a TV. It's a funny thing about the TV screen. When you're in an audience and there's people, real humans in front of you, where you're breathing the same air, like right there, there's a different level of intimidation, I believe. Now, I mean, I've been doing this for such a long time.
Sure, the energy is different.
I'm desensitized. Well, it's different, but it's still there, meaning that I still get excited when I'm doing an event and the audience is responding, but to me, it's more collegial. It's when they're there with you, they're investing their time, even if they're coming for free. I invite people to my events in many cases as my guest, but they're investing their time, which is even to me more valuable than the dollars for a ticket. It makes a massive difference. And when you respect that of your audience and treat them as adults, I mean, one of the things that sets my event apart from, I think, anybody else's events out there is I'm teaching people how to do these events so it's completely transparent. It's like, again, I'm barefoot wearing pajama bottoms. I've got 2 new kittens that are running around terrorizing the apartment somewhere over there. They've been quiet, luckily, but they were my wake-up call this morning. They were jumping into plants just earlier. You may see a tail kind of, like Jaws coming across the screen. People love that stuff. Right. And wait, come here, Tara.
Oh, where'd you go?
No, they're running. I think they're not.
You started something. See, they heard you.
Yeah,
Hey, Ken, I'm going to put your domain up here, and you can explain a little bit what that domain is.
Actually, well, okay, we can do that, but don't go to. We can go there, but that won't give you a whole lot of what I want you to.
I just want to explain what you're doing.
About three years ago, or 4 years ago, I guess at this point, I recognized that there was a big hole in events that were being delivered in person where they were live streaming, because what would happen is, and for me, because I was in Asia and in Bangkok, I didn't want to be flying to Vegas or LA or London or wherever some of these events were. So they would live stream it. And the problem with live streaming was they had a crappy camera. They would get the guy on stage. And then when he or she was finished with their presentation, the camera was off during the break or during lunch. And I was like, that's stupid, because your audience then goes to walk the dog and they never come back. Or they make lunch and they never come back, whatever, So that was really dumb, and it missed an opportunity to open up a global audience. So live conference TV was about having a hybrid event where you had a second host, and your host managed the breaks and lunch. And so whenever the camera was off the stage, I now could, as a host, for example, interact with the audience at home and have a separate event for them, interviewing speakers, interviewing sponsors, interviewing the guests that were there, sell tickets to their next event, because look what you're missing out on, and so on. It was pricey because you still had to fly in a team. We had to have a separate production team and so on. And at that time, nobody recognized, I shouldn't say nobody, but very few people recognized the opportunity that was there, because it was all in person. Russell Brunson was like, no, you must come to wherever we're doing our Funnel Hacking Live. They wanted no part of live streaming at all, no way, because they believed that the energy, and they have an amazing event, they believed that energy could only be done physically. Boy, were they ever wrong, right? Yeah. So now it's shifted, and now people are doing digital only, and now we'll gradually start seeing a return of physical along with a hybrid component to it. And yeah, it'll be expensive, because you really do have to have 2 different types of production capabilities, and you have to dance the dance of in the audience versus at home, because now the people at home are seeing something completely different. And I don't think they're going to do hybrid with separate hosts, which is a different ballgame.
But they could come from a producer point of view. I could see how you have cat issues?
No, we're good.
I can see how at a live event, from a producer point of view, hi, kitty. How you doing
Yep.
here?
Here we go.
Does he
Okay.
speak Australian?
He does. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is Max.
Max.
This is Max. Yeah. Max is a little camera
Hey,
shy.
Max.
Anyway. Yeah.
Well, I was saying from a producer point of view, it's very possible that you have your live MC and then you've got your virtual MC because it is
Exactly.
a different vibe.
Exactly.
And you can just expand it. And I've got this link you gave me because you've created the word pride and it's an acronym.
Yep.
So could you share joinpride.com?
Yep. Yeah. Pride stands for produce ridiculously irresistible digital events that generate wealth. And it's something memorable because you want to be proud of the events that you produce. So and so the cats, by the way, are all part of the metaphor because the pride of lions. I got my little lions and cats. So they were business expenses. These children, yeah, the cats are business expenses. And now that they're on camera, I can write them off. See, it's all about that. Everything we do is for business. But let me tell you, I do the signature event. It's 3 solid days. It's how to plan, produce, and profit from digital events. How to actually design. First of all, most of the events that we do have an end result of selling something, whether it's a mastermind, or coaching program, or something of that nature. So these events, as we call them, enrollment events, are all about transformation of the audience, but also making a ton of money. So the first thing we do is talk about what that end result is that you want to create so you can create it on your terms. Because a lot of people create events or create programs and they sell them and they hate themselves because like, oh God, I don't want to deliver this because they get wrapped up in money rather than the end result of where's your heart? What does your heart want? And that's a big difference. When you deliver something that you love, when you have say a mastermind group and you love the people and you love what you're doing, then you're never working again. You're making a lot of money. You're having all sorts of fun. And that's the life I want people to live.
Totally. If you don't love, you'll never work a day in your life, right?
Yeah, it's true. So once you have that dialed in, then we focus on designing what the event is going to look like to get you there. How do you plan it? How do you go ahead and market it so people actually enroll and sign up to be there? How do you get them to actually show up, which is another conversation altogether? Everyone signs up, but then gee whiz. And then how do you get them to stay engaged?
And I know what your secret is on that because I was thinking about the exact same thing. It's about getting the stuff in the digital world, get into the physical world.
Yep. And we transform that. And in fact, the invitation that you'll see at that link is to come join the event. It sold last year and sold out for $2,000. But you can come because of our conversation that Brad and I had a few days ago. Come as my guest. So you're going to get a nearly $2,000 gift from me today when you enroll. But here's the kicker. You got to enter, pardon me, coupon code, and it's on the page. It's my gift, all caps. When you do that, make sure it's all caps. Make sure you do it. Otherwise, you're going to pay $2,000. You don't want to do that. Trust me, you don't want to do that. But you will cover a $49 materials fee for the box of cool stuff we're going to send you. And I can't tell you what's in the swag box. You will see it when you get onto the Facebook group because people will be unboxing them because they're starting to arrive in the next few days. But we send you a box of swag and it's good stuff. And it's something I can promise you will keep forever. And so I can tell you. So you cover those costs. And by the way, it costs me money to deliver, even when you do cover a bit of that. And that covers the production and delivery in the United States. If you're outside the US, it's a couple dollars more for shipping, and that's it. So if you can do that, which is like $50, $49 in the US, then you'll come for the 3 days as my guest. And it starts, if we're watching this now live, it's going to start in next week, actually, the Thursday, the 20th, 21st, 22nd. And then if those dates don't work for you, I do it again in July. We do it every few months. But of course, the gift is for this coming event. But come and join us. It will change the way you think of everything. And if this kind of personality resonates for you, come and you'll see the blue lights behind the palm trees. And over the 3 days.
Just that tip or that idea of getting it into the physical world, that is worth a lot in that. Here's what happens. There's only 24 hours in a day, and it's the same for all of us. So when we get bombarded with a plethora of these digital, virtual webinar events, which one are you going to go to? You're probably going to go to the one where you got the swag box.
Yep.
It's got the date and everything in it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this. People are sending swag out now. So swag isn't as unique as it used to be. But what really makes the difference is what you're getting. Now, you know our secret because we've talked about that prior to, Brad, and you know where I'm getting it. I teach you exactly what to do and how to do it so you can have that what I call unfair advantage that I have. And it really comes down to being as personal as you can with your audience, because I see you and they need to be seen. When you know that you're seen, and when you know, see, I do small events. I don't do big multi-thousands like you'll see Tony Robbins doing an event starting, I think, today.
Yeah.
And he has, I think, like 30,000 people registered for it or whatever. I mean, it's
crazy.
insane. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great. I would love to do that. My ego, holy crap, having all these, be amazing. But the challenge is I can't call out Mary Jo. I can't call out Tim over there or Sally or Beverly. I can't say, wow, I love your backdrop. Tony he'll get a couple of them, but even with 10,000 people, even with 1,000 people, even with 600, how do you reach everybody? You can't, even in a physical audience. In a stadium, which is what Tony's used to speaking at, it's awesome. It's a great experience and wonderful. But the individual connection, for me as a speaker, I like small groups. When I found
agree.
the difference,
I'm in the same
when I was speaking, when I went from 50 to 70 in a room, I felt the difference. And I got to tell you, I don't mind doing an extra event, because I used to do events every single weekend, literally three-day events 4 times a month. So I'm used to doing that, and single, just me on stage the entire time. So I'm used to that connection. These guys, they do an event, a couple events a year. Now Tony does more than that, but member speakers, they do one big event a year. That's it. They're done. Doing smaller events, think about this. It allows you to get a better connection with your audience, better quality with your audience, and you don't have so much pressure that if that one event doesn't go perfectly, oh gosh, we're in trouble. When you run more consistent events, you get better and better, and you have more fun, I think. And the pressure is off that if there's one event where the audience just wasn't right, or technology didn't go well, or whatever, technology will be interesting, you're covered. And we talk about tech, and don't worry about tech. Always make sure you have a backup. I mean, I can go on forever about that, but the key is it's not going to be your issue, because you're going to run it the way I teach you, which is follow the system, follow the moves, and you never have to worry about anything other than delivering your content and your heart to your audience, and then getting paid really good for it. I mean, really good. There's no reason why someone with a good program can't do easily 7 figures in a year.
I'm in agreement. There's got to be somebody out there that wants it,
Yeah.
In a global marketplace.
There are always audiences. And as long as you've got good quality content. Oh, one last thing I should tell you, Brad, is even if you don't know that you have the content yourself, you bring in people that can deliver content. We're doing a TikTok master course coming up in July, a 3-day program with my TikTok expert. I am not a TikTok expert, but I have the TikTok expert. So TikTok Business School 3-day program is in July with my friend Caleb running it, and I'm producing it.
It can be done, and I think that people overcomplicate it a lot. They start adding too much stuff, and then it gets diffused and confused. And anyways, I'm going to put that link back up there again, and then we've gone for about 22 minutes, so I'm going to sign this off. I'll put you in the green room, and there's digital hors d'oeuvres back there if you want. There's caviar. There's even some champagne behind the refrigerator if you want to go grab that. And it's
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brad. Great to be with you guys.
Appreciate it, Ken. Stay on there. We'll have a chat after. I'll come back in the green room and join you. Well, that was my new friend, Ken Krell. He's over in Australia. Is that a good Australian accent? So this is really cool, and I really like what he's doing with all this stuff. Because it isn't a virtual event. It's a digital event. I've been in the event industry as a performing magician for many, many years. And that's what it's all about. It's just that we're using a different platform right now until this virus is done, and then it'll be a hybrid type thing. I think it's going to keep on going. So I appreciate you taking time. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good. Be kind. Be safe. Be nice.